Today I'm looking at the Woodside Guitar Support, the GS4 Pro. And I've reviewed the Woodside Guitar Support a few times on the site, but they continue to make improvements to the product, which is awesome to see. And so today is just a quick look at the new GS4 Pro. What I'll do in this video is I'm going to quickly show you the usage and advantages of the guitar support on a guitar, and then I'll do a close-up just showing you all the parts of the product and the cool manual and the cool toolkit they include and all the customizable options that they include with the device to make sure that the guitar support fits you properly. And then finally I'll have a discussion about the product and just any concerns I might have or what I like about it as well. Don't forget to check out the full review article on the site where you can see me perform with it, as well as past in-depth reviews that I've done. There's a link for that in the description. So for those of you who are new to the Woodside Guitar Support, this is a highly adjustable guitar support that clamps onto your guitar with these clamps here. So it's eliminating the need for suction cups. Suction cups can be convenient in many ways, but they don't always work on every guitar. Sometimes they pop off, which is very scary in performance. I love my ErgoPlay guitar support, but yes, I don't trust it in performance because the suction cups come off. So this is an option for a lot of people and definitely puts it in the forefront of guitar supports with its unique design as well. So taking the guitar support on and off your guitar is pretty easy. It just clamps on, and one of the great things about the guitar support is that these move. So even on my raised fingerboard where the body gets thinner at the front, it still works on here. So you kind of just put it on, and then you're just going to pull this little lever to clamp it onto the instrument. So I just pop it on and then clamp it down. And then it stays on there. So what are some of the advantages to this? Well, of course, we talked about the suction cup issue. So this eliminates the need for suction cups. The guitar can rotate pretty freely. There's kind of a pivot on the leg rest. So the guitar can move this way, which is nice because, in performance, I'll move back and forth a little bit. So the guitar just kind of stays with me as I move. So that's really nice. There's also some pivot room in this way. Now you can clamp these really tight to eliminate some of that pivot, but some people might want that. So they might want to leave it a little bit looser and actually be able to pivot the guitar and independent of the leg rest. So it's always going to be firmly supported by your leg rest, but the guitar can move a little bit. But you can kind of adjust that quite a bit. It's also very portable. All of these parts come off. You can just take off the leg rest, for example, and then throw it in your handbag. For some people, it might fit in your case. So it's very portable compared to, for example, a giant guitar lift or something like that. It's also very adjustable. So right in the box, it comes with a couple of different collars and bars here to make it possible for you to have it longer or shorter. There's a different angle block you can get for a steeper angle if you want a much steeper angle. So even by loosening this part here, I can have the guitar at pretty different angles. I could have it, quite in this way or a much steeper angle like this. But like I said, it comes with a steeper angle block, which I'll talk about more later. And different lengths, you can have it at a much different height. And it comes with different length bars that you can customize the guitar support with. So I'm very confident that if you get this, that it comes with enough parts right out of the box that you can make it perfectly suited to your sitting position and your guitar position. So very adjustable in that way. So what's new with the GS4 compared to the previous ones? Well, a little bit of an improved shell geometry and face front-facing aesthetics. So this is much sleeker right here. It's looking really sleek now, not as mechanical, just like a really nice look to the support. A little bit more cushion and a slip-resistant leg rest. So a nice material there. It's kind of it feels kind of like half rubbery, half velvety. So it's like it feels really comfortable, but doesn't slip. Just really nice clamping mechanism and collar on the Pro model here. And the adjustment for the ball end piece is just great. It's like really easy to just grab onto and really tighten. It even comes with like an extra thing to tighten it even more if you need to. All of the fitting accessories are included with this, and it really works really great. Also, some of the new adjustments allow you to use it on your right leg, which I will also demonstrate. So let's take a look at the main components of the Woodside Guitar Support. Here we have the leg rest. This part rests on your leg. Has some nice like foam kind of non-slip padding on there. And this will go inside one of those other tubes for adjustment. This has a great new aesthetic from the audience side. That's what it's going to look like. Nice and clean now. Looks really, really sleek. And of course, the best thing about this clamping mechanism is that these move back and forth in that way, making them fit on a variety of guitars, including guitars with elevated fingerboards. Look at some of the really nice machine work here and the angle block there. Here, you clamp that onto the guitar, clamp it on, and start playing. This is the amazing little toolkit that comes with it, and it has a number of different parts in it to make your experience with the Guitar Support as optimal as possible. So it's allowing different lengths of the same thing. So like, for example, these two parts are the same part, except one is longer. It just allows for more customization in your experience. Also comes with an amazing manual with lots of wonderful pictures showing you how to assemble things. Really great manual. Lots of information in there. So let's take a closer look at how we assemble it. Essentially, you have a couple of main components. This is going to rest on your leg, this on your guitar, and now we just have to connect everything. So if we take something like the ball end piece here, we just put that in there and we tighten this on. So this allows for multiple angles here and pivoting. And then we can choose like the long one, or we can choose the short one. So let's choose the long one because I like a pretty tall position on mine. So let's just go like this. Let me take this piece here. Let me attach that. And then we're just going to pop it into here. And there we have the Guitar Support. So here we have a steeper angle block. That is this piece right here. And the way we change that is with these little screws down here. And the kit even comes with a screwdriver to do that. So you can just put on the different angle block. And what that does, it just creates a steeper angle. So this one's just more like this. This ball piece here is just the shorter version of the one that goes in there. This piece here is just a shorter version of that. And then we have some Allen keys and tools to adjust some of these and release the different parts of the device. By the way, anyone who has any trouble tightening this enough, they even include this like extra grip tool that you can slide onto this to make it easier to tighten or loosen, just in case you wanted that to be like super tight and you weren't able to get it. This little tool here just allows you to get like an even more grip on it, but I think it's pretty unnecessary because like look at the holes on this thing, like you can really tighten this beyond what I would think you need. But maybe someone, if they don't have much grip, I guess they can use that tool to tighten it up extra. So now we're going to just switch over the angle block. It's super easy, and you would only do this once. If you want even different angle, you can remove this bottom piece altogether and just attach the ball socket right to the top of the device there. To reinstall the angle block back on the device, it's probably the most annoying aspect of this whole thing. But I like to take the screwdriver and the screw and I just place that on there. And then hold it in place. Take the device, pop it in there, and then I like to just screw on one of these right off the bat. If you're swapping out this for the shorter one, they even have a little tool to grip that, and then you would just undo that and put that one on, put this shorter one on. So what do I like about this support, and do I have any concerns? Well, the thing I really like about it is the simplicity of just clamping it onto your instrument, the elimination of the suction cups as I've talked about. I like how it feels stable, but there's a lot of natural movement in this way, which is where I like there to be movement, and not too much movement in this way. I tighten this all very, very tight, so there's not much movement side to side because I like it to be very stable in that way. Also, I love how, there's so many adjustments that come with the device that I'm able to get that position I want right out of the box. I don't have to order anything extra. So this feels really great to me. It came to me like this, so that's really awesome as well. Of course, the portability is just more convenient. Trying to carry around my Support or guitar lift is a little bit more annoying than having this and just throwing this in my bag or my case. So those are all great things. Do I have any concerns? I think that other people sometimes have concerns about the clamps, and will they damage your guitar? So the first discussion, there's two discussions there: structural damage or scratching the polish or something. So they have a protective kind of material on the metal, so to not scratch your guitar. Of course, you want to be a little bit careful when you put it on the instrument, but there's not really much potential for scratching it. Unless you didn't tighten it enough or tightened it too much maybe, and then really yanked on it. But for the classical guitarist, kind of just putting it on, clamping it, and then sitting like this, I don't see any big potential for that. Now with my French polish, I'm just really picky, so I did put a piece of clear vinyl cling wrap on here. It's a non-adhesive vinyl, just transparent vinyl that I just like stick on so that, I don't know, just in the rare occurrence that maybe some damage would come to my French polish, I have that on there. I don't think you have to do that. I do it because I'm just super picky and careful in that way. But I think most people that use it wouldn't do that. They just put it on and it's just fine. In terms of structural damage, guitars are built with clamps clamping the wood down, and this is a very structurally strong part of the guitar. I don't think there's any concern there. Of course, you want to use common sense and not crank it down too hard, but like I said, I don't think there's a big concern there. In terms of stability, like I said, I feel like the guitar is super stable and I like the movement this way. There's a little bit of slippage on my right leg, but that's totally normal with everything from the, a guitar stool, a footstool, to the ergo play or the guitar lift. When I used a footstool or the guitar lift or an ergo play, I put like a little I put a little piece of shelving cloth on that rubber foam shelving cloth on my right leg to stop it from the guitar from slipping. I would use that with this support as well, despite the fact that the support actually, I clamp it down so there's not too much movement that way. But nevertheless, I would use that. But I don't really consider that a concern. It's just a personal preference. So yeah, really, really great. Some people, they look at it and they're thinking like, that's a lot of moving parts. That's a lot of screws, I have concerns about the mechanics, but really once you have it set up, you're not going to touch any of those things. You're just going to release the clamp and take it off your guitar, throw it in your bag and go to your gig. Or if you're traveling, like you might take the leg rest off and may take this bar off. But none of the parts you'll really mess with once you have it all set up. So I wouldn't be concerned about that. It's really just a clamp on, clamp off situation once you have it all. One interesting thing about all the accessories that come with the support now is that if you use like the shorter ball end piece and the short collar, essentially all the short pieces, the guitar support works quite well on the right leg. Now, as a classical player, I don't use this very much, but maybe if I was doing some chords, you can have that sitting position on the other leg, which, the mass guitar world, that's how they sit. So there you have it, the GS4 Pro from the Woodside Guitar Support. A great guitar support using a clamp, which makes it a unique competitor to all the major guitar supports out there. And when I think of recommending guitar supports, I really just think of like a couple of brands, including this one. Because this one, whether it's a unique solution to your guitar where you can't use suction cups, or you're just sick of suction cups and you want the clamp system, or you just feel like this support allows you to be in the position that you want to be in, this makes it a really great option. And you definitely want to consider it. So like I love the company that they're always making all of these improvements. It just gets better and better each time. And I think they've really arrived at something great here.